Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to the channel. You know it's a boy Anime King, and today I'm gonna be giving you part 53 of What If Kurama Gave Naruto a Dojutsu. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual. Share this to all of your friends on your social media platform, and also go ahead and check out the new episode of What If Tsunade was Naruto's mother and enjoy. And over on Anime King 2, I'm gonna be posting a new episode of What If Naruto joined the Akatsuki, and also What If Naruto had 9 Genkai. So stay in tune for those and enjoy as well. And if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice and you enjoy the videos on both channels, what are you waiting for guys? Go ahead and click that red subscribe button and join Anime King and Anime King 2 and be a part of the Anime King family. And thank you all for your support and help. And also, remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying and talking back to all of you. So without further ado, let's get straight into this new episode. So, the last time we left off, Naruto was facing off against a Mizukage just to test their abilities, as he surprised her by using her Lava Keke Genkai, as Naruto apologized for just taking it like that, as she told him that she was happy and she would also help him to become better in learning that technique, as Naruto was happy to hear that. That was when Kisame and Itachi appeared, as Naruto placed Itachi and Sasuke under a Tsukuyomi, as they spent the time talking in there, as Sasuke told Itachi that he knew what he did for Konoha, why he slaughtered the entire clan, as Itachi broke down and finally apologized, as Sasuke told him that he didn't hate him. After this long time he finally understand, and with that they came out of the Tsukuyomi, as Itachi then placed a genjutsu on Kisame, telling him that he was killed by the Jinchuriki that they were going after. And with that, Kisame headed off back to the Akatsuki hideout with Sato. Sato was currently going to the Hidden Rain as he wanted to see this god, but he then came face to face with the masked man, as the masked man wanted him on his side. As the both of them battle, and Sato instantly recognized the ability that he's using, as Sato managed to get a strike on the masked man. It was then that the man placed Sato under a genjutsu and told him that he will awaken him soon, and he vanished with Sato. Naruto also received a letter from Taki saying that they want back Fu, and if they don't get her back this will cause war, and that Taki has a lot of hidden allies that Konoha doesn't know about, and they shouldn't go to war just because of one girl, but Naruto wouldn't allow that. So yeah guys, that was basically the last part we left off. You guys can search across the playlist and check it out for yourself. So let's start this new episode. We begin this new episode right after Naruto read the note that was sent from Taki, as Naruto's fingernail dig into the paper, as he had pure anger written all over his face after reading that. As Naruto felt like he wanted to rip someone's eyes out. They were going to threaten him? No way in hell. The council was silent as Naruto calmed down. He closed his eyes as he then calmly ripped the paper in two, as Naruto then ripped it till it was shreds, as he then got to his feet and slammed the table. Hokage, calm down, said Shibi, as Naruto's fingernail dig into the table. They think they can threaten me? No way am I handing over Fu, Naruto said, as everyone agreed. But their confidence is high. They sound like they're ready to go to war because of this with Konoha, said Shikaku, as everyone agreed with that as well. Naruto sat back down in his chair as he cursed. Who the hell are they? How can they think they can fight with one of the 5 great nations? Naruto asked, as Shibi sighed. No one's saying that we should hand her over. In fact, she's more vulnerable that way, Kasumi said, as everyone turned to her. What do you mean? A civilian council member asked, as Kasumi spoke again. Maybe you all forgot, but there is a group of S-rank criminals attacking the Bijus. Taki isn't capable of fighting S-rank criminals. Hell, they couldn't even keep track of their Jinchuriki. I for one, am not going to stand off this. said Tasumi, as she knew how important food is to Naruto. So what? Do we respond saying we're going to war then? Think about the people, a civilian said. As Naruto had to think about it. He didn't want to put the villagers in danger, but there is no way in this lifetime that he was going to hand food over. Naruto, it is your decision. You have the will of fire that burned for the village. What do you think we should do? Hayashi asked. Naruto grumbled lightly before sighing, as he locked his eyes and think over everything, as he then opened them. Tell them, said Naruto, as he stood to his feet, that I am going to protect Fu and everyone else. I am the 6th Hokage of Konoha, and tell them to just try and take her, Naruto yelled, while everyone looked at him. As they all felt the urge to suddenly smile, as Shikaku rubbed the back of his head. Man, how bothersome. Well, now that is settled, what else is there? Shikaku asked, as Naruto settled back down. As he then turned to the civilians. Well, we're going to drop some courses of the academy, Naruto said, as he looked at the civilians. Alright, someone tell me, what are all the courses to the academy? Naruto asked, as Shizune stepped up. There is shinobi tactics, history, taijutsu practice, flowers arrangement for the women's, ninja tool tactics, and the study of the 3 basic ninjutsu hench. Alright, we're going to be changing some things, Naruto said, as Sakura's mother got up. Everything as it should be. There is no need for a change, said Sakuno, as Naruto turned to her with a tired eye. How much do you love your daughter? Naruto asked her, as Sakura raised her eyebrow. What does that supposed to mean? She asked, as Naruto looked at the paper. Well, according to this, I can see why Sakura was the best in books. But why? She sucked at basically everything else. You know, instead of training, your daughter is trying to get Sasuke to notice her. Honestly, I was thinking about taking her out of the program completely, Naruto said, as Sakuno's temper flared. What? Why? Sakura is a great kunoichi, Sakuno said, as Naruto turned around. Kurenai, Naruto said, as Kurenai got up, as she looked over to Sakuno. I mean no disrespect to you or your daughter, but Sakura taijutsu is low. It is still academy style at best. Her use of ninja tools is low to say the least. Her chakra control is perfect, but that is only due to her low chakra, which should be bigger. I tried to teach her genjutsu because it doesn't require a large amount of chakra, but she does not practice. She is basically a civilian with a bit of training in the shinobi's arts, Kurenai said, as Sakuno shrunk under those words. She would have to talk to Sakura when this was over. Thank you, Kurenai. Now then, don't you all think that the academy deserves a change? Naruto asked, as everyone nodded in agreement, even the civilians, based on that story. Naruto then took out some paper as he started to write, as the people watched. He then handed it over to Shizune as she looked at it, as he passed a copy to everyone, as everyone examined the paper, as it read new academy teachings, shinobi tactics, history, taijutsu practice, chakra control exercise, affinity testing and practice, ninja tool practice, survival training, genjutsu arts, kenjutsu, ninjutsu, fuin jutsu, summoning techniques, shuriken techniques, and hench techniques. Sakuno stood up as she held the paper. No one can do this, it will kill them, she said. The world isn't kind, lady. Anytime you leave the village, you are exposed to death, and death can happen in an instant. This is necessary. If you notice, I took your flower arrangement out of the course, Naruto said. Why? She asked, as Naruto smiled. There is no need for it in the shinobi world. You can make a club out of it, but for it being learned in the academy, I will flat out deny it, said Naruto. And with that, everyone was dismissed. A couple hours later, the Kyuubi, the Nadabi, and the Nibi, they were heading back to the compound as they saw the new compound in the place. So, Naruto really went through it, said the Kyuubi, as Kushina nodded with a heavy sigh as she was there as well, as she opened the door, as the place looked like a festival, as Fu, Kiba, Haku, Yujito, Kasumi, Hana were all conversing with other Inuzaka members. Teiwaya was outside training with someone who challenged her, while Kimemaru went to bed already. Come on guys, said Kasumi. It's a party to celebrate our new combining clans, said Kasumi with a big smile on her face. As a man then entered, as he had white hair running down his back, as he also had fur. He kinda looked like Kasumi. Hey dad, said Kasumi, as she rushed up to her dad, as they all raised an eyebrow. They never see him in his human form, only his dog form. Well, you look like you're having fun, said Kurimaru, as Kasumi smiled. Yeah, it's always fun. You know that Naruto made me into a woman? She said, as Kurimaru growled at that as Kasumi's sweat dropped. She was only talking about being made into a half-human. What did her father think? Don't be angry, Dad. I love Naruto, she said, as Uncle then walked by with a drink in her hand. What are you doing here? The Kyuubi asked, as Uncle wrapped an arm around her shoulder. Well, you guys really seem like you know how to party, so I'm going to ask the kid if I can join this place as well. I got my curse mark off. It's a good day, said Uncle. Here, Kushina, kick your shoes off and drink with me, said Uncle. Kushina growled as she walked past Uncle, as she then shouted, Everyone, I am tired, so please keep it down, she said, as she went up the stairs. The next morning, Naruto groaned as he got up from his bed, as he turned to meet the rays of sunshine, if only there was some. The sky was covered in grey clouds, and it seemed like it would be pouring later, as Naruto turned his head to see Kasumi on his chest, as she was sleeping. Naruto didn't want to wake her up, as he moved her head slightly, as he placed the pillow down. As he looked through the window, as he could see, all of the space of the compound was taken up by the Inuzaka compound, but he was happy for that. At least, they were all a big clan right now, combined. Naruto then headed to the shower. I think I should tell Fu about Taki later. I don't want you to be left out of all of this. As he then turned on the water, as he started to have a bath. Sometime later, Kasumi woke up as she heard the water running, as she started to think of joining Naruto to have some fun in the shower, but she then heard a knock on the door, as she dressed herself with the bed sheets, as she opened the door, as it was Seiri Inuzaka, one of her clan members. Good morning, Kasumi, said Seiri. I need to talk to you and Naruto about... But Naruto exited the bathroom as he never knew that the door was open, as he had a towel wrapped around his head, but he had nothing on his body. Hokage, said Seiri, as Naruto turned to see the two females looking at him as he gasped. Oh, what are you doing here? Naruto said as he ran back in the bathroom to grab another towel. Kasumi chuckled as she invited Seiri inside as Naruto came out with another towel around his waist. He rubbed the back of his head and slightly chuckled while Seiri coughed and held up a note. I was told to give you this by Kushina, Seiri said as Naruto nodded as he took the note, while Kasumi looked over his shoulder. It was a simple list of training regimes for the clan members, also the installment of jutsu scrolls and weapons in the vault. I guess that's true. Alright Seiri, you can go now, said Naruto as Seiri bowed as she left the room. As Naruto sat on the bed as he rubbed a hand through his hair, Kasumi sat next to him as she smiled as she nudged him on the shoulder. Something wrong? She asked. No, not really, just thinking about some things. So are you ready to begin the first full day of the clan? Naruto asked as Kasumi nodded. As she nodded as they each got dressed and went down the stairs. Good morning, Naruto, said multiple members, as Naruto just nodded to them. As he had to say, it was more than he expected, but he didn't mind as he saw most of the dogs outside as well, taking in the fresh air. Naruto then went and sat down. as Tatsumi then rushed up to him as she sit down right beside him. He then saw Teiwaya, Kimimaro, Haku, and Fu made their appearance as he looked at Fu as he was ready to tell her about Taki, but his stomach then rumbled, making everyone chuckle. "Don't worry, I'll get you something to eat," said Tatsumi. "Now, it will be a good time to tell everyone about the meeting yesterday," said Tatsumi, as Kushina narrowed her eyes at her son while they walked into the kitchen with Haku behind them. "Naruto, what happened?" Kushina asked, as Naruto then turned to Fu. "Fu, come here for a minute," Naruto said, as Fu walked up to him. "Yesterday, I received a letter from Taki," Naruto said, as Fu widened her eyes, as everyone was shocked. As Fu paled at the thought of Taki, they now know that she was in Konoha, so they're making their move, as she started to sweat a bit, thinking about going back to that horrible village and going back through that life. She couldn't stand that. "They sent me a letter, telling me to hand you over to Taki, or they will retaliate," Naruto said, as everyone was shocked to hear that. Haku stopped cooking as she turned to Tatsumi and Kushina, who stopped as well, as someone stood to their feet. "No way, they can't threaten us. Who the hell do they think they are?" a middle-aged man said, as Kiba agreed. "Naruto, you did say no, didn't you?" Kiba asked, as Naruto closed his eyes as he turned to Fu. "Fu, I denied their letter. They're coming here to discuss terms to your allegiance." "Tell me, Fu, what do you want to do?" Naruto asked. As Fu spoke immediately, "I am a Uzumaki Namikaze," she said. "My allegiance is to Konoha and our clan," she said, that smile on her face. "Yes, and we always look out for our own. Isn't that right? We are all family," Naruto said, as everyone cheered and the dogs barked. As Naruto then turned back to Fu. "Fu, I want you and Kiba with me in the Hokage's mansion when they arrive. Kimimaro, Teiwaya, you are the servants, the rooftop. For anything strange, notify me if anything happened. Understood?" Naruto said. As they nodded, as Naruto then turned to Yujito, who was sitting on the floor with Anko, as he glanced at his two students and sighed. "Anko, this is a clan matter, you know," Naruto said, as Anko smiled as she got to her feet. As Naruto realized that something was different. Well, her appearance basically. Her hair was let down. She was also wearing a purple kimono. She had a small box in her hand as she smiled. "I know that, kid. That is why I decided this yesterday," she said as she kneeled down in front of Naruto, as Naruto just narrowed his eyes at her. "Naruto-sama, I, Uncle Midarashi, swear to dedicate my life and my service to the Uzumaki Namikaze Inuzaka clan. I made the plea to join this clan and use all of my abilities for the clan services. Please accept this token of my loyalty," Uncle said, as she handed Naruto a box. As Naruto took it, as he saw a scroll inside, as it read, "Inside of this scroll is a technique, a new technique. It is called Blood Release." As Naruto was surprised, this was the first time he's hearing of anything like this, as he never thought of the use of blood in such way, but Uncle seemed like the type of woman to do something like that, as he just nodded with a chuckle. "Uncle Midarashi, stand," Naruto said, as Uncle did so. "I have no complaints, Uncle. You have always been a good student of mine. Welcome to the Uzumaki Namikaze Inuzaka compound," said Naruto. "But we have two clan heads now," Naruto said, as he looked over at Tatsumi, who was placing food on the table, as everyone looked at Tatsumi as well. "Oh, I have no complaints," said Tatsumi, as Anko then started to jump for joy, as she grabbed Naruto and hugged him, as she was squeezing the life out of him. Soon, there was a knock on the door, as Kiba went to open the door. "Kakashi-sensei, what are you doing here?" Kiba asked, as Kakashi rubbed the back of his head and sweat, as he saw how many members were in the house. "I came here to speak to the Hokage. Is he here?" Kakashi asked, as Naruto appeared behind Kiba. "What is it, Kakashi?" Kakashi then whispered something in Naruto's ear, as Naruto groaned. Alright, I'm coming. For now, just contain her and keep her in the Hokage's mansion, Naruto said, as Kakashi then sunshined away as Naruto closed the door. What was that about, Naruto? Hana asked. It seems like Sakura found out about Itachi and tried to attack him. Looks like I won't be getting any breakfast, Naruto said, as some people sighed and shrugged their shoulders as Naruto put his shoes on. Well, I'm off, said Naruto as he sunshined away. At the Hokage's office, Naruto shocked everyone in the room as he suddenly appeared, as he quickly took in the situation as Sakura was on the ground tied up, as Itachi and Sasuke was sitting, as Shizune and Kurama was there as well, as Kakashi was outside sitting down on the ledge reading his book. Great, just what I wanted to be called for. Okay, what happened here? Naruto asked, as Sakura growled. I was trying to save Sasuke from his traitor brother. I thought that he would want him dead. I saw the two fighting and thought that Sasuke would want some help. And then before I know it, Anvus are telling me not to fight him. But Sasuke was in trouble, so I did. As Naruto's sweat dropped, as did Itachi and Sasuke. Itachi, what really happened? Naruto asked. Well, I was training Sasuke how to properly wield the Sharingan, and this girl attacked me out of nowhere. Even when we tried to explain, she just wouldn't listen, and she kept on talking and talking and talking, said Itachi, as Naruto nodded as he understood. Itachi, release her, said Naruto. And Sakura, Itachi is back in the village because I allow him, and under no circumstances are you to attack him. Are we understood? Naruto asks. What? You allow him? As Itachi released her from the binds. What kind of an idiot are you, Naruto? Naruto vanished in a blur as he appeared in front of Sakura, as he gave her a cold glare. Listen to me. You're going to stop disrespecting me. I am the Hokage, and you're going to do what I say. Are we understood? Said Naruto, as Sakura shivered as she stepped back. As Naruto looked at her again. You're dismissed. Go. As he ran out of the office. As Naruto saw everyone looking at him, as the tension left the air. I had to do it, guys. She just won't listen, said Naruto as he went to sit down. As everyone nodded because he was right. That girl is really annoying. There was then a knock on the door as Kiba and Haku came in, as Team 7 was back together again. You know, this is really strange, said Kiba, being here back as a team. Well, and we don't have anything to do, said Haku, as Naruto looked through the window, as he saw lightning flashing in the sky. He didn't know why, but he had a bad feeling that something bad was going to happen. It was then that the lights went out, as Naruto's swords started to glow bright. The lights then came down back, as Naruto grabbed his swords out of mid-air as he looked at them, as he placed them down on the table. Something's going to happen, Naruto said. With Kobayashi, him and Ayaka were traveling through the trees at a fast pace, as the both of them were itching for a fight. Hey, said a voice, as Kobayashi stopped with Ayaka, as Tobi was sitting down on a tree branch. Who the hell are you? Asked Kobayashi. You seem to be underestimating the Kyuubi's Jinchuriki. I advise, if you fight him, don't hold anything back or you will certainly die, said Tobi, as Kobayashi merely chuckled, as he then threw a kunai at Tobi, as it phased right through Tobi, as it hit the tree behind him. Impressive, but I don't need your advice. I am going to rip that brat apart. And that's all, as Tobi merely shook his head. Why don't you do something for me, said Tobi, as he let out Sato out of his dimension, as Kobayashi growled as he looked at Sato, as he saw the look on Sato's face, seeing that Sato was under control, but Sato was the man that beat the crap out of him. As Sato rose to his feet, but he still didn't say anything. Now, can I ask for your cooperation? Tobi asked. Depends on what it is, said Kobayashi, as Tobi closed his visible eye. Simply, you're going to find a light, said Tobi, as Kobayashi raised an eyebrow and so did Ayaka. What kind of stupid thing is a light? Ayaka asks as Toby turned to Sato. Explain it to them, said Toby. Yes, master, said Sato. The light. It is mother, or as you humans call her, God power. Every 1,000 years, she sends it to a new individual, whether it be human, animal, or objects. This power is very unique. While it is just a fraction of God's power, it is overwhelming to humans. I have only seen it once. The human that glow in white fire, their eyes take the shape of pure power, and their skills has break anything that human realm have ever seen. No human can properly control that power, that is my guess. This power is similar to the ones that you call Jinjulki. The light is a biju and the person is a container of a sense. With that power, the person who wields the five sword will gain direct contact with Mother herself, and with it, they can have enough power to kill her, Sato explained. Toby narrows one eye as Kobayashi whistled. Well, that sounds interesting. I see. But what makes you think that it is in Konoha? Kobayashi asks, as Sato just stared at him. Because it is a place that holds the most peace, said Sato, as Kobayashi didn't understand what Sato meant, but he just went with it. Well, alright. If I find the light, I'll let you know. Come on, Ayaka, said Kobayashi, as they went off. As Toby removed Sato, sending him back into the dimension, as he just phased away. With Naruto, he was currently on a rooftop, as he was looking up at the clouds. There has been no rain today, but the clouds still dominated the sky. Something was up. Something is going to happen, Naruto said to himself. As Naruto then heard something behind him as he turned as Kasumi crawled up on the roof. What are you doing up here, Naruto? She said to him. As Naruto just turned and looked at her with a smile. As she sat down beside him. It's very late. Most of the members has gone to sleep. It was then that it hit Naruto as he sensed the ominous key. As Kasumi growled as she sensed the key as well. Whoa, Ayaka, she looked just like you, Kobayashi said, as Naruto narrowed his eyes, as Kobayashi was behind him, as Naruto turned around, as Kasumi then looked at the black-haired dog as well. I do remember giving birth to a girl when I left. I guess that's the same pup, said Ayaka, as Kasumi stood to her feet, as Naruto growled. Yo, brat, how is life treating you? Kobayashi asked, as Naruto Hokage's robe flapped in the wind, as his eyes hardened. How the hell did you get into my village? Naruto asked, as Kobayashi shrugged his shoulders. Oh, you know, kill a envoy and 2 little tunings. Nothing major, as Naruto tightened his fist, while Ayaka poofed in smoke, as she changed into her human form as her black hair shimmied down, as Kasumi widened her eyes as Ayaka smiled. So you're my daughter? No, you're the mistake that I did with Kurimaru. By the way, where is he? Ayaka asked, as Kasumi tightened her fist as she looked at her mother. I thought you died. I always want to meet you, Mom, said Kasumi, as Kobayashi wrapped his arms around Ayaka. I see. Well, here I am, my daughter. Why not give your mother a hug? Ayaka asked. Naruto then stepped in front of Kasumi. You're not going anywhere near her, Naruto said. Well, you really seem to care about her, said Kobayashi. So if I were to kill... But he couldn't get to finish that sentence as he blocked a punch that Naruto sent toward his face. Yeah, let's pick up where we left off, said Kobayashi as he jumped back, as Naruto rushed after him. As Kasumi tried to rush after Naruto, but Ayaka appeared in front of her. Let us see what they have teach you, said Ayaka as she kicked Kasumi across the face, sending her down to the clearing. It was a big mistake coming here, said Naruto as he went after Kobayashi, who landed in another clearing. I am going to end you once and for all, and you will have no other link to Tatsumi or Kiba and Hana. Kobayashi smirked Bring it, brat. In a second, Naruto's fist contact with his stomach as Kobayashi was pushed back as a small drop of blood went down. Alright, let's go wild, he said as he vanished in a blur as Naruto vanished as well. With Kasumi, she wiped her face as she saw Ayaka coming towards her. Why? Why did you leave Dad? Why are you acting this way, Mom? Kasumi asked as Ayaka smirked. Simple, he wasn't strong enough. He's a weak mate and the fact that I was attached to him sickened me. You have his eyes. I always hated them, said Ayaka as Kasumi tightened her face. What is this? You're gonna fight your mother? You know you can't beat me, right? Kasumi got to her feet as she went into a fighting stance. As Kasumi appeared in front of Ayaka with a punch, which Ayaka grabbed. As Kasumi then sent around a kick as Ayaka jumped back. Ayaka then jumped in the air as she started to spin violently, coming down towards Kasumi. As Kasumi started to spin as well as the both of them crashed into each other. Back with Naruto and Kobayashi, the two were still fighting as Naruto threw a kunai at Kobayashi as Kobayashi flipped away. As Kobayashi spun towards Naruto, as Naruto opened his palm, Rasengan, Naruto said as he slammed it into Kobayashi's spinning form as the two made a huge explosion. But guys, I'm gonna be ending this episode right here. If you want to see the next part of this, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below and turn on that bell notifications they posted. Remember to share this to all of your friends on your social media platform. And also, go ahead and check out the new episode of What If Tsunade was Naruto's mother and enjoy. And also, go ahead and check out What If Naruto joined the Akatsuki. And also, What If Naruto had 9 Kekkei Genkai. And thank you for all of your help and your support today. And remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. And click the red subscribe button to join the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support. But I'm out for now, guys. Peace.